like that. That's okay to have that opinion. But he doesn't need to be murdered. He doesn't need to be murdered, though. He's a strong man. A little harsh words are enough. But violence. He is Spanish, man. Do you think you can take him, dude? Lass is probably like 7 foot tall, 250 pounds of pure muscle, man. And a weeb.
He's a fucking string bean.
String bean. He is, isn't he? Thought he was tall at least. Maybe not a string bean. Well, you're a string bean, aren't you? You fucking bass, dude. We're all kind of string beans, boys.
I really hope that in episode 7 and 8, Battler and Beatrice team up and like fucking shit on Burnt Castle. Lambda Delta doesn't need to get shit on, but she can be. That's fine. I just want Burn to get burned.
She could get castrated.
That one was not what I would call a Castellar.
That's all I had left, man. I can't use Burn again. Bernie Mac. Oh yeah. What do you think of the Goats of Gains, man?
What do you mean?
The swole goats of yore. What were your general thoughts on them? I like how they're muscly, and we joked about it a lot.
I mean, I haven't gotten to the part that everyone complains about with the goats so far, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure that the goats at one point represent the audience, and like Ryukishi shits on the audience, or at least that's how people take it. I'll see about that, but I think overall, I don't even care about the goats. They don't matter. I think that Goat Senpai was the best goat so far, and the rest is whatever.
They were a fun meme. The Goats of Gains. I love how fucking jacked the goats are, dude.
Protein and oats.
Yeah, dude, like their suits are like perfectly tailored to their fucking like hardcore gains. I just thought the sprites were ridiculous.
The women's outfits are perfectly tailored to their tits.
Well, yeah, I just thought the goats were so ridiculous. I just loved it. Couldn't get enough of the sprite.
Dude, you should see the old art for the goats.
Aren't they like skinny as fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that they made them like went from like, you know, virgin beta to like full Chad mode. Like fucking hyper swole goats. Truly the upgrade we were looking for. Even the goats physically upgraded.
Dude, the OG art on the goats was really bad. Like, I looked at it and they just have like a goat mask on or something. It's like there's like a shadow over it, so you can barely see it. And like you can see their neck is tan human, and it's very, very bad.
Oh, do they look spooky in the manga? That'd be cool. Yeah, making them more like, what's that fucking mythological goat with the fucking, the bell or the candle or whatever? He's in La Milana and shit. Making it more like creepy, thin like that would be cool. But if you can't deliver, I mean, the swole goats are cool. They're definitely more paranormal looking, funky. And they're fucking swole as fuck, man. So that's good to joke about. The goats of gains. The goats of unworldly gains. The more I hear about the manga, the more I want to read it. It's so fucking long, dude. It'd just be to visually see shit. Just like having a lot of CGs. Like, I mean, I already know the damn story. I know they changed shit or add some shit, but it won't be that much. People tend to get depressed when they have a cold. Good, I'm depressed.
I know.
Oh. Will you raise my spirits, Goto?
No.
Oh. Now I really don't feel depressed at all. Oh. Those extra chapters, but 8 is almost a complete remake, really. So did he change his vision for it? Like, I mean, I liked the whole thing. Is it just like an alternate take, or is it like this is what he prefers? Core elements stay the same? Okay. That's the important stuff. Interesting.
Could the miracle of love provide an answer for a closed room trick? Dude, shut up. We're giving them a hint. We're the demons of love. We're giving them a hint as to how to solve the closed room the battlers stuck in.
Wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. I am gonna get a little chuckle if the Hanyu shit's like 100% real. Because they go through all this shit, like tearing down, like, you know, Oyashiro and shit, and it's standing for diseases and real world explanations, and they're just like, on you. You can't think of another way to make it happen. We'll see. They'd have to make some wild explanation.
Dude, he's going full meta with Toya now. Well, I know the answer, but I want you to think and come up with your own conclusion that makes sense, otherwise I won't let you fucking know it. Dude, joke's on you. I will keep reading. Because I don't have an answer for that closed room. And fuck me if I'm going to sit around for like 2 hours trying to think of one. Because Umineko has reached a point where I don't even know, dude. It's got some like core trick to the closed rooms and how they function. But I think that it varies every time how it's pulled off. I just don't know what it is. I have not read enough like traditional mysteries. I've only read like thrillers, stuff like that. I don't know detective mystery material.
Yeah, that seems to be what he bases a lot of his shit off of.
Yeah, like I don't know how to approach this. I don't know what the trick would be, considering how much has been denied.
Also, I don't think there's many madmen who actually sit there and theorize about that shit.
Like, I've tried in the past to theorize about stuff, but he shot it all down, so I'm like, at this point, I don't even know what you expect me to do.
I wonder if he genuinely expects people to think about all of that, or if it's just kind of like I'm gonna say these things, but expect you just to move on.
Like, part of me feels like a fucking retard, but another part I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I've got nothing to go on. I don't know. I don't know. And that's not even, like, my fault. Even if I thought about this for a long time, I don't think I come up with anything fresh, because I've already run through all the ideas I have in my head. It's like playing The Witness, or a puzzle game in general. You either get it, and it's just like, that's it, and then you understand, or you don't get it. With Umineko, you can at least try and reason through things, but if you don't have anywhere to like start thinking, because all of your shit has been denied, you can't progress, and that's where I'm at. Like, this is where I always end up with these kinds of things, and I always get frustrated and angry that I can't theorize and come up with new stuff. But this time I'm not going to do that. This time I'm going to just keep going and theorize if I can, but if I can't, I'm not going to worry about it. Like, I always try and theorize, and I always get pissed off when I can't. Like, when I hit a wall. But this time I'm not going to. And yeah, Ryukishi definitely thinks people are into traditional mysteries. I don't have a problem with them, but I don't have, like, a basis for anything right now. Because all the magic stuff doesn't tell me anything. He's outright told me that's worthless. That it's just a delusion. So I can't use that. I don't know about these closed rooms, which are a big deal right now. I don't know how to approach those. So I'm at basically square one. I'm like, man, well, that's all I got.
No, I mean, I just theorized when I could, but I never really stopped moving. That's how I do with everything.
I mean, I've stopped at the end of each episode and listed out the red and tried to think about things, but at this point, I'm in the answer arcs, and he's outright giving stuff to me, but then he's also like waggling his dick at me, going, "Oh." I still like Umineko, but I wish he didn't have this attitude. I wish that it was more like just less heavy-handed about it. Like, it encouraged you to think, but it wasn't gonna like penalize you and insult you for not doing it. Because God knows, dude. Like, I've been playing Umineko for over a month. I thought about stuff. I have tried to reason through things. Like, I have given it a legitimate shot, and I can't get anything that's like conclusive by episode 6. I don't think that's my fault. Maybe it is. Maybe people have worked this stuff out by like episode 4, and maybe I'm just bad, but I don't know. I don't think that's how he thinks. Dude, right now, I'm in a scene where Toya is telling Anjay that if she doesn't think, she can't continue. She's not allowed.
And Victoria is a bitch.
Right.
And she's not Ryukishi.
Right. But she does represent something, and he should realize that. He should get that. Without thinking at all, I mean, he could at least be a little less blatant about it. Like, look at this. However, I haven't written it so that those who fail to think or consider will understand. You have to be the cream of the crop to understand my story, dude. Like, please. Maybe I'm just being antagonistic, but this feels like rude.
I just wouldn't care about what he has to say about his own thing. I just
Like,
take the work he put out and just enjoy it however you want.
He's saying that well, I'll get to what you said in a second. He's saying that he wants people to think, and that's great. I don't have a problem with that, but he's like intentionally saying, if you don't think, then you are inferior. Like, pretty much that's what he's saying. As for what you said, yeah, I'm a big proponent of death of the author. I think that the author's intentions are not as important as the end user's experience.
Yeah.
Like, the end consumer of the media is more important than what the author intended. But even so, I think it's a little too strong with this part. I think he's going too ham on it. Okay, but I'm not one of those retarded people. Why is he treating everyone like they are? If you want to appeal to a more involved and like legitimately interested audience, do that instead of just like pandering to the bottom line and saying, hey guys, you should come up to this level that other people are already at. You should encourage people to get to that level by designing things that encourage them to think, not telling them to think. And why do you care? Like, why do you care what the people who experience your story, like, their level of, like, thinking about it, why does it matter? You're gonna get some, like Toya earlier said that, like, 10 people out of 100 who read a story will legitimately think about it and hit, like, a high level. Why is that a problem? I don't get it. If people are enjoying what you did anyway, like, what does it matter?
Because the way I enjoyed something is the right way, because it's how I do it, man. Important way.
I guess he wants people to think about it deeply, which is not a problem, but he keeps going over, you gotta keep thinking, you gotta keep thinking, you gotta keep thinking. Like, I got it, dude. I get it. Maybe I should have been born more stupid so that I wouldn't get it, and then suddenly when he says it this one time, I would go, oh, I'm supposed to be thinking about this. Oh.
Or maybe he should make a story that's easier to think about, that actually makes you want to think always.
Like, I can't think of a trick to
Chaos
get Battler
Child
out of the room. How do I get Battler out of the room? I've been trying to wrap my head around that. I've been trying to wrap my head around the closed rooms in general in this game, and I don't get them. I don't know how they work. I don't know if it's like people committing suicide inside or what, but I can't get Battler out of the room while it's closed. I don't have a trick to that unless someone takes his place. That doesn't work. I don't have a solution like that. I have not been presented with anything that I can use, and I can't come up with something on my own, so I'm stuck, and I don't want to be made fun of for being stuck. I would like to advance and see the solution, and then go, okay, I appreciate that. Next time I read a mystery, I'll use something like that to use as a basis. But right now, I have not read enough material to have a basis to even begin this. So I'm sorry that I'm not as well read as Ryukishi wants me to be.
I feel like as an author, you gotta put enough breadcrumb trails to still be able to like think about shit.
I
You
mean,
can't just
maybe
have
he
like absolutely
has.
nothing. I mean, maybe, but if it's
Maybe
like
he
so
has,
deep,
but
maybe.
I've been paying a lot of attention. I would like to think I've been paying a lot of attention, and I don't know. I don't know about this. What miraculous trick could get Battler out of the closed room? Is what I'm being asked. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm trying to think, but way less handholding than Umineko, dude. Maybe Umineko is handholding at this point, but right now, at this very instant, it is asking me to come up with something without handholding. Like, I don't think there's much that has been presented to me that I could make into something here.
I mean, are old mystery novels more focused though? Like, there's so many fucking things happening in Umineko at once you're thinking about. Sometimes you just kind of like, or whatever on some shit. Like, if in an old mystery, I'm only thinking about like 4 things, but they're just really hard to figure out. Like, I want to think more about them. It's like Umineko, there's like 10 fucking zillion things like you could be thinking about. I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck about this particular instance of shit. Because there's just not enough information.
Here's a trick for you.
I want to read small mystery novel.
Here is a fucking escape the room trick. Put a candle on top of the chain lock. Take off the chain lock. Put the bit on top of the candle. Exit the room. Burn the candle. Chain lock falls into place. It's a closed room. Like, that's something cool. But he's already denied me at this basic level of thinking of cool stuff by saying you can't do it from the outside. What do I do? Like, there's some crazy trick he's going to pull on me that he thought of 1,000,000 years ago when he was conceiving of Mineko and went, that's pretty good, I'm going to use that the whole way through. I don't know what that is. I don't. Unless it's just like someone taking his place or someone...
But you're thinking about it, so that's all that matters. Wahoo!
I've been thinking about this stuff from the start. Like, I've been coming up with crazy shit left and right. But then he just uses the red and denies me on everything. I don't think I have a single thing left, aside from basic speculations, that hasn't been shit on by red.
Are there really good mystery movies, or is it usually like novels and like the ends and shit? I don't know. There's movies with twists and some foreshadowing, I guess, but hard mystery, probably. Surely.
And yeah, it doesn't help that Umineko is really, 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 really long. Like, really long. Really.
That's kind of one of my things with Ryukishi. It's like,
really long.
I feel like if they were shorter, there'd be more focus and you'd be more receptive to thinking about some shit. But there's just like millions of encounters and scenarios, and you're just like meta stacked 20 yards high, and you're just like I don't know, man. I feel like in Chaos Child, everything was so focused, you could think and remember everything, and it was really
like,
cool.
When
Umineko, you're like, fuck.
Like, what am I supposed to? I wrote down the red. I wrote down all the red that I saw that it was relevant.
There's one infinitely small detail that could be the
That's
1 out of 1 million answer here. I hope you can pick it out of a hat and figure it out correctly.
Well over like thousands and thousands and thousands of lines. No, Fasto, no. You can't do a long as fuck scenario with millions of scenarios. You can't do that. That's too long. And 5 is too short. Let's not do hyperbole here. There is a good amount of scenarios that you can have. Umineko is pretty long, and I have problems remembering like everything. I can remember a lot of shit, but I can't remember like everything with laser detail. So aside from writing out the entire script of the entire thing, and then just referencing that back, I don't have a lot of tools because anything could mean anything. I would have to take anything that looked even slightly suspicious and write that down with context and be like, okay, this could mean this. Let's cross compare it to these 500 other things that were said. Like, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to make progress like that. Like, her hyperbole one way or the other is not good. I don't think that excessively short stuff is good. I don't think excessively long stuff is good. I think there is a nice middle ground with plenty of wiggle room. But Umineko is pretty long, and I can't recall everything. It's been a month since I started this. He originally wrote these episodes with like months and months between each of them, which is even worse. I'm sorry, but I'm not at that level where I can instantly solve this stuff like some crazy man did on an underwater basket weaving forum once. I apologize that I'm not on that level. I'd like to be on that level, but I'm not.
I mean, can anybody just solve that kind of thing, like, with certainty? I mean, maybe it's just like a lucky theory. The guy just happened to be thinking the right shit. Like, who knows, man? I feel like you still have to cater. I mean, you can make it super difficult, but I still feel like people have to read it, and not everybody is the author. So it's like you still have to be able to cater it a little to the average Joe, man. There's a little more to work with. Like, nobody's gonna just write down every single read ever and think about everything at all times. It's not even like human nature to be able to do that. So you shouldn't expect it of people and write accordingly. Like, oh shit, page 2, chapter 5, fucking paragraph 3, she said this in red. Yahoo! Gotta think about that too. Like, no, that's kind of lame. I liked theorizing and thinking about shit in Umineko, but it was more meta, individual mysteries. Like, I should try to think about people and some of the situations, but I tend to not give a fuck on each little micro decision. Because I just didn't have all that information on hand. This was before I cared about theorizing too much also, but I don't know. There's definitely a heavier part of me that was just going along for the ride. And in a lot of mystery VMs. When it came to the little shite. Maybe it'd be different now if I went and read it for the first time, but don't know.
Go along for the ride mentality, dude.
Well, then it needs to keep you engaged at all times in the mystery. When you overcomplicate shit to the level of like madness, it's like you're gonna like, and then he makes so much like interesting meta shit. You get way more caught up in the meta, and you kind of take some of the small shit as just like part of the journey, and you're thinking about other shit.
I have a problem with what you just said. If you try that on traditional mystery novels, you won't enjoy them. Who are you to tell me what I enjoy? Exactly. How do you know that I wouldn't enjoy going along for the ride on traditional mystery novels? That said, I haven't. I read like Sherlock Holmes. I have the entire Sherlock Holmes collection. I've read those years ago, and I tried to think of answers for those, and I got some right. I got some wrong, and that was fine. With Umineko, I've at least tried. But who are you to say that going along for the ride is wrong? That is presumptuous. That is saying that the author's intent trumps the reader's experience, which I completely disagree with at a fundamental level. That's incorrect.
Were we talking about World War II and Higurashi? I've been pressing A and not reading, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't think it all in Umineko, but I think it's insane to think that in every single situation, over an 100-hour fucking VN, you're gonna like think like hyper deep about every single thing that happens when there's just more entertaining things to think about. Like, I was thinking about everything, but it wasn't like I never thought too terribly crazy about like certain locked room mysteries. I was like, yeah, you know, you could do this and that, but I wasn't gonna go back and like check through everything and go like fucking insane on it. But I was more interested and wanted to check things that were like meta and stuff. I just don't think he made some of that small shit. You know, grab me as much. Like, I didn't want to be engrossed in those small mysteries, and there's like millions of them. I'm just like, whatever, dude. Like, here's another random one. Am I even supposed to care about it? Like, is this even real? I was like, I don't even. Which one am I supposed to give a fuck about? Am I just supposed to do it for fun? Like, what can I trust and shit? And it's like, I'm not. I didn't read that many mystery things at that point, so it's like, I mean, I was pretty much ground zero. I don't know. I was more interested in the overarching mysteries. And like each individual episode's like big points than like every little scrap of mystery thrown at you. I was like, I feel like maybe there could have, I don't know, it was more focused, could have been more engaging at times. Sometimes they felt really samey. Like in setup. Like I couldn't even tell you half of the different mysteries right now. A lot of them weren't super. I mean, I guess they were unique, but I mean, I don't know, maybe it was the setting or something. They didn't feel crazy different. I don't know. I don't know what exactly I'm saying there, but I know that in some VNs, I think about every single little thing, and it's really interesting. And then I know Numineko I didn't, but I was still really good. I was just more into the meta. I was just more interested in theory crafting the meta than I was every little thing. And I don't know if that's what he wanted. That's just kind of what I did, and I liked it. I didn't like brain turn off. I don't like just turning off, but I don't know. I wasn't gonna like stop and try to figure out like a locked room mystery. I was just like, we're just gonna go.
Sorry, hang on.
Yeah, I want to read that. I mean, nowadays I would always be thinking about everything.
I feel like if I'm expected to come up with a solution for Battler getting out of the room right now, I don't have one, and I won't have one. I have not read material that gives me ideas that I can use on this, and previous events in Umineko are not sufficient for me to come up with anything here. So I'm sorry. if I'm just going along for the ride right now, but I don't have anything. I'm giving up, in a sense, I guess you could say. But I've already tried to think of like crazy tricks before, and they've all been denied. So at this point, I'm like, well, I don't know what you expect of me. I already tried, and it's not like the situation's going to suddenly change until I'm presented with an answer. So, sorry. Yeah, Nox being revealed to apply really shit on a lot of what I was going for.
They just kept adding so much more shit.
Well, I mean, applying Nox's rules is not like necessarily a bad thing, but they hit you with so much at once that I was just going, okay, well, I had all these theories about stuff, and now I can't even use them. That's okay.
I don't mind Ryukishi writing to a very small percentage of people. Like, so it's got to be people who like mystery enough to think about stuff at even just a base level. And then it's people who like to think about shit really fucking hard to figure out like meta stuff. And then people like to really, really fucking think hard about every little fucking minute detail. It's like, is he writing for those people? Like, and they happen to play VNs? Like, you're writing for like a 1 in a million fucking person, dude. If that's like the full experience he wants and everybody else
But then
fucking
he
did it
turns
wrong.
around and says, you should all become those 1 in a million people. All of you.
I mean, if he truly believes that, he's a fucking retard.
Like, he actually outright has Toya say that.
I mean, I don't think it's wrong to think that like you should think about mysteries or you should, engage in the media you're in more. You should try it. If you don't enjoy it, whatever. I don't think it's wrong to do it or not to do it. You should definitely not just be like an ignorant fuck and just not try anything, but it's just like wild. Like if he really did think that. There's like 1 in a million. I'm like, he's pretty much just writing to himself. Like, I mean, how many people are really going to be like on that level with him? And that's where I was kind of at. I was like, maybe he should like, maybe it's too hard for its own good. I mean, if he wants to write that, fuck it. Who cares? I still enjoyed it, but like, I don't know, man. It almost feels like bloated at times. Maybe it's a personal thing. Maybe I'm just complaining because it's too difficult, right? I'm a babby. I mean, I was definitely a babby then. I mean, let's be real, I wasn't.
I mean, I've certainly not read like a ton of traditional mysteries. I don't have that basis. But even so, I think even if I had, I'd still be having a rough time here. I mean, maybe if I read and then they were done, because that's like the proto-Umineko, I guess, according to what everyone says, then the trick there would be the exact same thing. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know what the trick is. I don't know how to come up with what the trick is. It's like some crazy loophole in the logic that I have never conceived of before this point, and I've had no reason to conceive of, and which I've never applied. So I can't come up with something out of nothing. I don't know what to do. It's like trying to think of what a new color looks like. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Unless I have a basis.
I mean, it's like Chaos Child's written for like, I guess that community like a few levels down. And I mean, it's written for somebody like way up there.
Complex,
like
but it has
Chaos Child gives you ideas and it gives you foreshadowing, and like if you just kind of think about things hard, you can figure shit out. Like it's possible, but it makes you keep guessing, which I think is what is strong about it. Instead of making it just too fucking easy, where like Umineko's made for like fucking like elite Jesus like Psycho Man. It's like that's cool. I don't know. Maybe it's just like I said, just a personal. Maybe I'm just complaining about something being too hard.
I mean, maybe I'm really a fucking retard.
No, I don't think that.
I can't think of this shit right now. Like I've thought of answers to mysteries before that have been cut down by Red. Some haven't. But on this particular one, where I'm supposed to come up with a way for Badler to get out of the room, I don't have anything. Maybe I'm retarded. I don't think I am, but maybe I am. I don't think I'm like a fucking idiot. I don't think I'm a genius either, but I don't have anything.
If you want to lead Jesus straight, it's fine. As people who are not ready to give up in episode 1. Yeah, I mean, if you make it like that, that's cool. Where it's like, you know, you can enjoy it at a level, a lower level. It's made to be enjoyed at a lower level. But if you want that extra challenge, it's there. I think that's totally fine. And I think that's how things should be. Easy level of entry, but hard to master, kind of, you know, that kind of shit. I think that's cool. I just think that maybe when you try to do all that, it might affect like the overall experience a little bit, you know? Like maybe it would be more fun to just focus on one or the other, like maybe make it a little, like give you a little more to work with, maybe have a little less repeating events, maybe like breadcrumb a little bit more, like keep you engaged on the smaller stuff.
The episode 2 fight scenes fucking ruined it. I was like, what? I don't have a basis.
I mean, that's another thing, is like it just stops doing mysteries sometimes and just goes into wild, like crazy shit, and you're just like, you're going so many different directions. It's like, fuck me, dude. It's just such a wild concept. Like, you can't really blame people for not giving a fuck sometimes, you know?
I do give a fuck. That's the thing. I give a fuck. I want to solve it, but I can't. I don't have the tools, especially when you've previously set up these closed rooms and done crazy shit, but you've shown me complete falsehoods and told me that they're complete falsehoods. Like, what do I do?
Well, I mean, just more like moving on. I don't know. I mean, just because of streaming and shit, I always like just moving. I'm always on the move. Like, I don't just stop.
Like, I consider replaying the previous episodes, but that's just going to take me too much time. I've already spent a month playing Umineko. Like,
yeah, see.
I'm not going to spend 2 months on this thing. It is too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep playing, and it's going to tell me things, and I'm going to come to conclusions. And then I bet it'll end without giving me conclusive answers, and I'll be like, fuck you. But then I'll ask, and someone will tell me what the answers are, and I'll be like, okay, I can appreciate this. Even so, I have a problem with, like, not having a start. Which is why I just want to go along for the ride now. Because I had a start. I had like 20 starts. They all got shit on. And I got told, hey, there is no start for some of these because they were completely false. Fuck you, buddy. And I went, okay. I'm going to keep clicking now.
I don't know. I feel like Ryukishi is conscious, obviously, of this entire thing. And he thinks about it all. Which is what I really like about Umineko. I mean, obviously we're not going to talk about everything. I don't want to get too much into all the shit. I don't want to set any weird shit for anybody, but it's, I don't know, I guess that's a testament to why I think it's really good, but I could definitely see, you know, some funky shit going on. I can't. We'll talk about it all later. I'll talk about what I can and shit. Like, Higurashi feels a lot more digestible, right? Like, this is like a couple levels down. Like, I think it's really good at like still like subverting possibilities, like especially with like the parasite shit. Like, I'm like, oh, this could actually be the thing here, but then it's like, now it just goes to the more boring things. So it's like, this is more like, you know, like easy mode, right?
The theories of anyone who reads it. I mean, I came up with those theories and he told me they were all wrong, so now he wants new theories and I don't have any left. Like, what do I do? What do I do, Ryukishi? During episode 6? Oh, I thought it was between episode 6 and 7. I knew there was going to be a tonal shift because his editor died.
I mean, I really like 7 and 8. I'm not going to go into why, but I do. I don't know, sometimes I wish I read Umineko after I got more into the idea of mystery and shit. Like, I was into it, I always like thinking, but just like tackling the concept of like mystery as like a genre and shit. Like being able to have like a base of knowledge to like start whacking theories off with. Like let's be real, I wasn't reading much mystery. I mean, I've read things that had mystery in it, and like twists and movies and shit. But something that's made purely for mystery, like I mean, the VNs have been really the only thing that I've even read that do a lot of that. And I feel like VNs are one of the few things that even are purely mystery nowadays outside of like literature.
Maybe I'm phrasing it incorrectly. I don't think he's necessarily a guy full of himself. I think just the way he's writing is not the best way that you could be encouraging people to think about things. I think it's what he's writing is interesting, but the way he writes it implies that, I mean, it does come across as him being full of himself. I don't think he really is. I just think he's clumsily writing some of this, and it's coming across that way.
His Higurashi like summaries for each
Higurashi,
episode,
no doubt.
they come across as really fucking like he's full of himself. And he might not be. He seems like a cool guy, but maybe he thinks he's on like another like plane of thinking or something. I don't know. It seems it's too cheesy. It's cheesy borderline on like him being full of himself. Maybe he's just a cheese ball, dude. Maybe he's trying to be like really deep or something and make it seem like really, whoa, this is really interesting. Like the difficulty level is this and that. And you're just like
theories, and it like if he was here sitting right next to me, I would tell him my theories, and that'd be fine. But then this red text that he's presenting me is like if he was sitting here next to me, he's not right telling me I'm wrong about stuff, and I should come up with new stuff. I'm like, okay, and I come up with new stuff, and he tells me that's wrong too, and then I come up with even more new stuff, and he knocks his rules to me and goes, here, just read these, and think about what you just did, and realize how wrong it is. And I go, okay, and then I have nothing. So I'd like to come up with more theories about like things that are currently happening, but all I have left is some old ones that haven't been totally denied yet. I don't have like anything for this episode and getting Battler out of the room, for example. I don't know if I'm even supposed to have an answer for getting Battler out of the room. Like maybe he's supposed to be stuck in there, and it's going to be something else that happens. But Umineko's been telling me to get him out of that room, and I don't have it. So it's like if he had his hand on the mouse and took it from me and said, "You have to tell me how you think you could get Battler out of that room before I let you continue my story." I'm like, dude, I'm going to punch you in the face and take that mouse. And I would. Like, he's got no right to tell me you have to have an answer. No, I don't have to have an answer. I would like to have an answer. I've tried to have an answer. I'm sorry, dude. I've given a lot of thought to your work, and I would like to keep going with my theories, but I don't have anything right now, and I'm not going to wait around with my thumb up my ass until I get something. So I'm going to keep going. That's about how I feel. Like I said earlier, though, I like Umineko overall.
alright. I'll jump back into the old Higurashi here, boys. Oh, I just got a weird feeling in my stomach. It's not even like hunger exactly.
Like, he's outright dicking around now. He's just going, without love, I cannot be seen. Give us a hint. What does that mean? Well, you can't see the answer because you don't have love. Like, stop. Stop. Just calm down, Ryukishi. Oh man, Shannon and Ken are gonna fight. Wahoo!
Alright, boys. Oh my god. God will help me. I'll sneeze my brains out. Alright. Get into it here. What's happening in Higurashi? Forgot this was a Higurashi stream for a bit. It's an Umineko stream with a dash of Higurashi.
Ugh. I'm sorry for being so repetitive in what I'm
What?
saying.
No, I don't mean it like that. I enjoy it quite a bit. I just make it a joke because this past hour
Just
been
in general,
like
I keep saying the same things over and over again.
No, I mean you keep having new stimuli to like try, that's reinforcing your opinion, and I want to hear about it, and I want to hear why you think these parts are making you think that again. I'd rather you keep talking more about it. It's important. I think it's important for me, Neko. I don't want to hear that shit. Apologize more to me, boy. I like it. No, you're supposed to apologize more. I need to see weakness. Don't you say you always hate every VN though when you finish them? I think it's funny that your opinion changes so much. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes some thought, seeing some other opinions helps you temper your own. I don't know what I was thinking during these times. I was more elementary with mystery. I think I thought episode 6 was really fucking boring. I think 6 was one of like the low points for me back then. Whether it would be now, I have no idea. It was 5, I don't know actually. I'm not sure. I don't remember what I thought about each of them. Original.
The guide, everything. Oh, do you mean you? Like, you made a compilation of dumb bullshit that you hated? Like, I wouldn't call myself platinum mad about anything so far, really, except, like, the fight scenes in episodes 2 and 3. Those were, like, shit. But I definitely have complaints. I don't think Umineko is perfect by any means right now. It's probably not going to be perfect by the end. I don't think anything's going to, like, erase what I've done so far. That doesn't really happen for me. Discussion would tell you that, yeah, I definitely don't like how Toya's doing stuff right there. I don't like that I'm expected to have an answer. Like, you have to have an answer or else you can't continue, and I'm going to write the story in such a way that if you don't have answers and you don't think about things and come up with the answer, then you won't get it. I won't spell anything out for you in any way ever. Like, I'm not asking him to treat me like a fucking retard. I actually don't like it when he treats me like a retard, which was some stuff that he's done so far has been like catering to retards. I don't like that, but I also don't like when he treats me like I need to be a fucking genius.
You think you should reword it? Like, you should be thinking instead of you should have an answer kind of thing?
Yeah.
Maybe he means it like that, but he wrote it like shit.
Like, maybe I'm being lazy, but I've thought about a lot of stuff in Umineko, and I don't know anymore on this shit. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. Let's just go along with it and see what happens at this point, because I just want to finish episode 6 and see what I think past that point. I don't want to like stop in the middle of shit and just go like, okay, what could it be? Let's run through a bunch of possibilities. Oh, none of these are right. Oh, none of these are right. None of these are correct. It's all over. Okay, I'm done. I don't have anything still, and then I continue anyway. I'm not gonna like think about things that I don't know how to approach for hours. It is a waste of my time.